In the early 1950s, during the final years of Stalinist rule in Eastern Europe, a wave of repression silenced intellectuals, censored ideas, and punished dissent across the Soviet bloc. In Budapest, Hungary, a 17-year-old high school student named László Kovács began questioning the regime after reading forbidden Western literature smuggled by his older brother, a university student secretly involved in underground intellectual circles. László copied excerpts from essays by Camus and Orwell, shared them with classmates, and even wrote a short manifesto calling for academic freedom. When authorities discovered the documents during a classroom search, he was expelled, placed under surveillance, and faced possible imprisonment or forced labor, common fates for young dissidents at the time. What he didn't know was that halfway across the world, a Hungarian migrant who had once walked the same streets of Budapest was quietly building a network to help those like him. That man was George Soros, having fled Hungary in 1947 at the age of 17, narrowly escaping Nazi occupation only to face rising communist control. Soros carried deep scars from his homeland's oppression. He never forgot how luck, courage, and help from strangers had saved his own life. After achieving financial success as a hedge fund manager in the United States, he didn't retreat into wealth. He launched one of the most ambitious philanthropic efforts in modern history, the Open Society Foundation's OSF. By the late 1980s, as cracks began to appear in the Iron Curtain, OSF expanded its reach into Eastern Europe, funding independent media, legal aid programs, and underground education networks. One such program, operating covertly in Hungary, tracked students and young activists at risk of political persecution. When László's case reached the Budapest liaison office in 1983, flagged by a sympathetic teacher who feared for his safety, Soros personally approved an emergency relocation plan. Through a chain of trusted contacts, László was given false travel documents, a small stipend, and passage to Vienna under the guise of a cultural exchange. From there, he was connected to OSF's scholarship program, which enrolled him at Central European University SU, an institution founded by Soros himself in 1991 to promote democratic values and critical thinking in post-communist societies. But it wasn't just about education. Soros ensured László received psychological support, housing, and mentorship. He also protected his identity, knowing exposure could endanger family members still in Hungary. Over time, László rebuilt his life. He earned a degree in law, specialized in human rights, and later worked with OSF to defend free speech cases across Central Europe. Decades later, he became a professor at SU, teaching students about civic courage, often telling them, "I was silenced for asking questions. Then someone gave me the right to keep asking." For Soros, this kind of intervention wasn't charity, it was justice. He believed open societies depended on the free flow of ideas, and that tyranny thrived when voices were extinguished. His foundation didn't just fund institutions, it rescued individuals whose minds could shape the future. And for László, the billionaire financier wasn't just a distant benefactor. He was the reason he lived to speak freely. Because sometimes saving a life isn't about pulling someone from fire. It's about ensuring they can keep thinking, writing, and challenging power without fear. And George Soros, the man who bet billions on markets, had made an even greater bet on the power of ideas to change the world.